Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Tina Dodds. I'm a Beyond Quantum Healing Practitioner, a Spirit Releasement Therapist, and an intuitive empath. And today I'm here to celebrate Quantum Realms Week and Dolores' birthday. Happy birthday, Dolores. And to share some of my thoughts about truth, power, and integrity. And in the honor of truth, I have to be honest and say, every time I press record, I feel my heart start to beat really fast and my skin start to sweat. Just feeling like super awkward. So yeah, just wanted to share that and get that out of the way. I just want to say thank you to Candace for allowing us this opportunity to connect with you and creating all these wonderful roundtables and videos to watch of fellow practitioners. It's amazing to connect with you all in this way. So truth. Truth has always been one of the most important things to me. I consider myself a seeker of truth, a defender of truth, but it hasn't always been that way. And I'll tell you why. We grow up in a world that hides and negates the truth at every turn, and that always was and has been quite frustrating for me, especially as an empath, and I'm sure that's true for a lot of you too. I found myself bending to the will of others more than I would like to admit. I was not yet in my own power and sovereignty. That was something that I needed to learn, and I'm still learning. And the past 2 years have been like a crash course, right? A crash course in truth, how to discern truth, how to stand in our power, how to be in integrity. I betrayed myself and my truth and wore a false mask of people pleasing in order to fit in, to be loved, to be accepted, to not be judged. And after many years, this mask and these underlying wounds started to erode away at my soul. The knowing that I had deep within me became kind of wishy-washy as I continued to bend to the desire and truth of others instead of trusting myself. I wanted to appease everyone and be who everyone thought I should be. And I learned that people pleasing is a trauma response, and I needed to learn how to heal that trauma and to be the most authentic version of myself in order to stand in my power. So I woke up one day and I realized that I couldn't live the rest of my life in this prison, because that's what it feels like, right? When we're not living in our highest truth, it feels like a cage for the soul. And that's, my soul was screaming to get out of this cage. It just wanted to be expressed, to be the most authentic version of itself. So I started to seek and validate my own truth within me and the truth in the world around me. My discernment became sharper as I began to trust more and more in my own inner knowing, which was always there. It was always there. I just wasn't trusting it. I was putting more weight into the opinions and thoughts of others. So my discernment grew when I healed the wounding that kept me tethered to the old world and the programming and conditioning that we grow up with. And it grew when I stopped denying myself. I stopped denying my own inner knowing. I've learned now that discernment is paramount to truth. And that discernment is forged through healing and letting go. The more that we release ourselves from the many layers of conditioning and programming and things we thought we should be, the sharper our discernment gets and the clearer the truth becomes. So it's healing, letting go, discernment, and truth. So my truth became clearer when I decided to stand in my power and live life as the most authentic version of myself. No matter what others thought about me, or what their opinions were about what I was doing, or no matter how crazy they thought I was. This is what integrity means to me: to be fully accepting of and in alignment with my highest and most authentic self. And my authentic self includes all of my flaws, like this highly flawed video right now, all of my imperfections, all of my vast number of mistakes that I've made throughout my life, and there have been many, and with all the beauty too. Full acceptance and presenting that authentic self to the world. When we're in alignment with our thoughts, our actions, and our behaviors, then we can't be out of alignment. So standing in my power and integrity meant that I could no longer hide who I truly was. And that is scary. That is really scary. For someone who has been like a chameleon, kind of silently blending in with the crowd for most of my life while my soul was screaming to be set free, that was terrifying at times. But I did it anyway. I did it anyway because there was no other option. But all the questions are there. What are people going to think of me? Will they still love me? Will they even like me or talk to me anymore? Are they going to think I'm crazy? It required the courage to let go of all the old versions of myself and to welcome in the truest, highest expression of me in every moment, even if that looks crazy. It took courage to look at and heal the wounds within myself that needed approval from this very sick society that we live in, or that even needed approval from my peers in the spiritual community or my family and friends. Who is the crazy one here, I asked, because to me, this world has always felt pretty darn crazy. So is it crazy to want to align with your highest self and your heart's knowing? Or is it crazy to follow the crowd right off of the cliff? I chose the former, and every day I'm one step closer to my highest expression. I'm one step closer to releasing the tethers that tie me to the old world in order to create something new. And it's highly synchronistic as I was thinking about this specific thing and the choices that I've made. A cardinal started to sing outside my window, and I took that as a sign of validation that I've made the right choice. And just want to say thank you to Dolores, because I know that was her. In the last few years, by no mistake, these ideas of truth, power, and integrity have come to the forefront, not only on a personal level, but in the energy of the collective globally. As we see our institutions and our previously trusted governments and systems hide the truth from us and obfuscate the truth. So as we navigate through these times, it's important for all of us to ask and deeply ponder what these themes mean to us. What is it to stand in your power, your truth, and integrity, regardless of what the world is screaming at you? To me, for me, it's absolutely necessary that we do this, that we examine this in order to create a new world based on these ideals. I cannot tell you how to find your own truth. That is for you to decide. And I can't tell you how to be in your power and integrity. That's for you to find out. I can only be a guide for others to reconnect with their truest selves. And I share what I've learned in the hope that it will be somehow helpful on your own journey to truth, power, and integrity. I know for sure, the one thing I know for sure is that healing is available and possible for all of us. And that healing is integral to being able to let it all go, stand in your truth, be in your power, and walk against the grain, the opposite way of the cliff. And that is courage. And I encourage you all to be courageous, to be who you are, to be true to yourself, and to stand in your power. Thank you so much for listening to me, for allowing me to connect with you in this space. And if you want to connect further, you can find me at my website, Quantum Healing with Tena, Tena, quantumhealingwithtena.com, quantumhealingwithtena.com. So I hope to connect with you in the future, and I'm sending you all of my love. Thank you so much.